Hey everyone, it is Editing Shannon here, and I've actually decided to do these vlogs in shorter spells, so they will probably be daily vlogs or maybe a 2 days in a row vlogs, but so anytime I refer to weekly or this week's vlog or something like that, just ignore it. I am going to be doing these in shorter durations because if it was a weekly vlog, it would be extraordinarily long, and yeah, so I hope you enjoy them. They'll probably be released, as it turns out, probably a week after they were filmed. So in that sense, I will say it's Saturday, and it will actually be Saturday. We shall see how this goes. I hope that you enjoy them, and let's get to it. All right, it is time for a reading challenge vlog, week number 1. Hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm super excited to be here today and to share with you this reading vlog. I am setting myself a reading challenge for the month of May, and as such, I thought it might be fun to do a reading vlog, at least for this first week to start, and to track things and see how they go. I might do reading vlogs throughout the entire month. Otherwise, I will share my updates and progress in my Friday Reads videos. Reading vlogs are actually, or any kind of vlogs, are very, very time intensive and challenging, but they also can be very motivating and fun. So it's hard to, sometimes it's challenging to sort of balance all of those things. But anyway, for the month of May, what is my reading challenge? I did do a whole video, which I will link up above in the cards as well as down below if you'd like to check it out. But the challenge in a nutshell is that I am challenging myself to read 2,000 pages from my currently reading list. So as the month of April turned into the month of May, I had 38 titles on my currently reading list and an extraordinary number of pages with those titles. I'll share it later. I have it on my spreadsheet. I can't remember the specific number right away. But my goal is, because I've been at over 30 titles all year, and I realized without spending some concentrated effort on this, I'm not going to make very much progress. So I am going to work on that. So this for this first week, I picked 5 titles from random draw. I have jars, and I pick the titles in the announcement video. But I am going to share them now. And these are the 5 that I am going to focus on for this first week in May. So those 5 titles are The Female Man by Joanna Russ. This is modern classic science fiction. Feminist science fiction. Essential Art History by Paul Dano and Michael Greenhalgh. This is a lexicon. So it's literally like a dictionary of art stuff. Then we have Storm Curse by Patricia Briggs, the 11th novel in the Mercy Thompson series. This is urban fantasy. Tess of the Dubervilles by Thomas Hardy. Classic. Literally, it's a classic. And also The Law's Guide to Nature Drawing and Journaling by John Muir's Law, which is a nonfiction book about art. So I have 2 nonfiction art books, an urban fantasy, science fiction, and a classic, which is actually a pretty nice variety of things and all things that I am interested in. So I'm looking forward to making some progress on these 5 titles this month, and hopefully reading 500 pages, because that's my weekly goal, is 500 pages, so that after 4 weeks I get to 2,000. And the 500 pages breaks down to 72 pages a day, which I'm not sure how strict I am going to be on that. Historically, I have not done very well with meeting a daily page count, but I needed to figure out what the math was, and that's it. 72 a day actually becomes 504, and so that's 2016 by the end of the month. So that's the goal. But today is actually Saturday, and my reading week runs from Sunday to Saturday. So today is a bit of a spacer day. I have today, and then there's, I think, 2 days at the end of the month. They're not in, like, I am breaking it down to week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. So today's a bit of a free day, it doesn't count in my first week. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to time my reading to see what my reading pace is for these 4 books, because they're very different. And then I'm also going to try and finish up a couple of things that I am reading that I didn't finish before the end of the month. And I'm not sure if I should count those pages into the 2,000 or not. I'll count the pages for these. I guess the other ones would count. It would still count if I started it before today. already don't know. So anyway, so I am going to time my reading for those 5 books. I'm also going to set up some reading trackers for the month and see, so I can track things very easily, especially because I have a lot of yes/no questions of that I wanted. Like some are very simple, like did I read 72 pages? Yes or no? Like, and then some are a bit more like, how did I feel about my reading? Was I satisfied or unsatisfied with how my reading went and stuff like that. I go through all the journal questions in my my announcement video, and I will also leave them down below if you would like them for yourself. So I plan on setting up a tracker that's sort of like that kind of tracker of like yes, no, and then also a numeric tracker because I'm working towards a numeric goal. And yeah, so I actually I don't anticipate reading a huge amount today, even though it is, you know, reading spots from 5 different books plus some other books. So maybe it is a lot, but I don't, but I also want to do some other stuff today. It's Saturday. I just want to have some fun. I would love to draw my new tulips that I got this week. They're so absolutely beautiful. I'd love to play some WoW, watch a movie, just like, you know, relax, you know, but I am gonna like, you know, try and set myself up for success with my trackers and finding out my reading pace and all of that stuff. And I'm trying to be like, although this is a numeric goal and an empirical goal, I'm trying to be a little loose, like a little not lighthearted, non-judgy on how things go, in terms of like I am goal oriented. I'm not denying that, but I'm trying to like gather information, especially at this stage. It's day 0 pretty much for the month, so I'm just trying to gather information. And some of these books I have started, like the Mercy Thompson I started like last week, and like this I started over a year ago, as well as the Tess of the Dubervilles I started over a year ago. So it's all over. And then the Female Man I started right at the beginning of April, but didn't finish by the end of the month. So they're all over the place in terms of genre, in terms of pacing, you know, in terms of like genre. I already said that, but anyway, so yeah, so yes, today is a bit of a set up for success, and we shall see how things go. I will share my trackers as I create them. I don't know exactly how to do that yet. I don't know how I'll have to do some thumbnails. I never do thumbnails, like I never do little sketches to sort of sort things out, but I think I actually need to this time. So maybe I will see if that technique that has been, you know, done for eons, well, not eons, but, you know, done for many, many years, tried, tested, and true technique, which I, like, always just sort of roll my eyes at, which is horrible. It's horrible. Anyway, I'm rambling. I gotta get to do some other things first, and then I'll probably do my trackers, and then see what my reading pace is for these books. So let's get this party started, and with day 1. Or day 0, day 1, day 1. It's day 1. It's the 1st of May. Happy May! So if you're curious, these are the 38 titles on my list, plus the number of pages left and the percentage left. I update this at the beginning of each month. I haven't done this for a long time, but I decided to do it when I started this back up. And if we go all the way to the bottom, you can see the total page count left. Oh, it doesn't even want to admit what it is. It blurred out. Ah, that's hilarious. It's in denial. We're all in denial. There it is. That's the number of pages outstanding for all of the 38 books. Yeah, that scary total is 11,093 pages. I can't even. So anyway, so this project is definitely in order, or this reading challenge is definitely in order, and hopefully that will be reduced by 2,000 by the end of the month. So let's see how we do for week 1 to start.
We're going to the hill.
Okay, well, it is a little while later, not sure. Oh yeah, I just love these tulips, aren't they pretty? Distracted by flowers. Yeah, so I did my physiotherapy, go me, got that done, and then I'm gonna have some lunch, maybe watch some YouTube, and then I will get to timing my books. I'm trying not to say see how fast or slow I am. Not helpful. Just what's my pace? What's my pace on the books that I picked? So yeah, but first lunch and YouTube, and then eventually reading. I have my lunch and got YouTube all set up. So many videos. I think I will start with Berna. Let the timing begin. I'm going to start with The Female Man, and I'm on page 14, and I think I'm going to give myself 20 minutes, and we'll see how far I get. So I've done my reading of Essential Art History, and I picked up some interesting tidbits here. I like this one. I'm curious about this one. I don't know if I agree. Let me know if you agree. Describing Edmund Burke from 1729 to 97, and it indicates he distinguished beauty, which can be rationally perceived, from the sublime, which is an emotion invoked by the limitlessness and grandeur of wild and awesome scenery and natural phenomenon such as storms. Wow. So I don't know if I agree that beauty is rationally perceived. I think that is probably currently considered an outdated perception or idea. I think beauty generally, I think right now people consider it something more like that we are learned and affected by like pop culture, not pop culture, but society, to, like, indicates to us what beauty is or can be. It's a complicated topic, but wow, that description of the sublime, that was pretty interesting. So this has been interesting. I'll admit not everything sticks, but every once in a while come across an interesting gem, and even if I don't agree with it, it makes me think. It makes me think. I love that description of the sublime, though. That's just wild. So, all right. So on to Tess of the Dubervilles. Okay, so I have finished doing my timed reading. I still have to do the calculations to see what my pacing is, what my page count per hour is, and it was a bit rocky, to be honest. I totally nodded off reading The Female Man. Plus, I had to go back and read the last little bit because I couldn't remember what was going on, and I had a hard time following the story because it's like I would say it's, I don't know for sure, but it feels a bit more sort of high concept sci-fi, like social commentary science fiction. So there's not only the science fiction elements of it, it is actually saying something about society. So there are multiple like threads of things going on, and then there's also multiple threads of things going on in the world. So it was confusing, and so that was a little rough. And then I was distracted. It was hard to keep focused. The doorbell rang. My phone ran out of battery. Like, it was just like, it was a bit rocky. So I'm going to do the calculations and I'll share what my page count, my pace or my page count per hour is on these. And I will probably time again whenever the next time I read each of the titles is, because I think taking only one reading is not very accurate because, some of these I'm getting back to after months of not reading them. And also sometimes like the section I read in the nature drawing and journaling, I read lots of pages in that because there were tons of illustrations, so which is not always the case. Sometimes it's pages and pages and pages of text. So I do like to take multiple readings over time to get a stronger sense of things, and I do know that my regular page count per hour for like a regular novel is about a page a minute, and then if it's a harder text or an older text, it's more like 2 minutes for one page, and if there's lots of illustrations or it's an author I'm familiar with, it's faster. I'm trying not to use fast and slow, but anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna take a look at that, and then I will share the numbers. And but right now, time to make tea. Okay, so I am back with my page count per hour, my pages per hour for these 5 titles. I'm really excited about sharing this, although these numbers are not what I expected, which is fine. It's all just useful information. And yeah, so, and just so you know, if you are looking to do this yourself, I found the calculations in the spreadsheet from Let's Read, from Brock's annual reading tracking spreadsheet, and it has lots of great things that you can track. Of course, what you have read, what you have purchased. There is a tab for series tracking, and then recently was added a space for like page, I don't know what it's called. It's like reading speed or something like that. And yeah, so it's got the calculations for, you just need the number of pages that you read and the amount of time that you spent reading, and it will calculate your reading speed, as well as if you enter the number of pages left in the book, how much time it would take to finish the book. I don't like that number myself. I oddly find it discouraging to know. I only like to know that one if if I'm reading under a deadline. So if I'm reading and I need to finish something for a book club or a buddy read or a live stream or something like that, then I might look at that. But generally speaking, I find it a bit constraining to know how long it's going to take me to read. Also, some of the books I read are really long, so maybe that has something to do with it too. Anyway, let's get to the numbers. So we're going to start with the lowest page count to the highest page count, because you got to pick some way to share information. So let's do it this way. First up at 30 pages per hour was Essential Art History. So this was not a shock to me. It is a nonfiction work. It is a lexicon. And I actually have been reading it on and off for several months, maybe almost a year. And that is actually my regular page count for this one, is 30 pages per hour, which is 2 minutes for every one page. And I think that that's fair, because, like, you know, I don't actually look up other stuff, but, you know, you might want to look up more. This section on bronze was interesting. Yeah, some stuff I might want to look at more or less. Some stuff I already know, like canvas. I know what canvas is. I read it anyway, but, you know. So that was my lowest page count. My second lowest page count, which I was actually surprised at, was Storm Cursed by Patricia Briggs, the Mercy Thompson book. I think this might have something to do with the fact that I am reading it on ebook, and not all digital books have equivalent page counts. I will say that's one situation where physical copies do really reign supreme. They have it's very, very clear, generally speaking, in the majority of books, how many pages there are in a book and what page you're on. With digital copies, mileage may vary, and I think that is the case in this situation, because I was at 34 pages per hour, and this is the 11th book in a series. I am very familiar with both the author and the genre, being urban fantasy. Generally, my reading rate, my pace is a lot higher, but I enjoyed it, so really, isn't that all that matters? Well, that being said, this is due back at the library in 6 days, so it's not the only consideration, but I don't necessarily have to finish it. I haven't even talked about finishing yet. So we're just working on pace right now. What's the pace? And then my next pace was actually very close, which was The Female Man. This was at 35 pages per hour, which I'm not too surprised at. I thought it would be closer to 45. It's a high concept science fiction social commentary, so that's a lot going on. But that being said, some of the pages, like some of the sections, have like lots of space, and but I did have to reread, and obviously I had lots of thoughts there, so that's a bit of a tougher one, but then that's fine. It's all useful information, right? It's just useful information. And next at 42 pages an hour, man, I would not have thought this was the second fastest. Tess of the Dubervilles by Thomas Hardy, 42 pages per hour. This one actually went really well. I am very, very thankful that just happened to be the case where I left off. Where I came back, there was a situation where two people were talking to each other and reiterated most of what already happened, which probably would have annoyed me if I had like read the first 3 chapters like last week, but for my purposes of today, it was perfect. So now I feel caught up and more centered in the work. I know what's going on. That being said, I don't think I'm going to enjoy this one overall, but it's part of my Those Books exploration, which the goal is to increase my reading comprehension and read highly referenced titles and zeitgeist titles. So that's more important for those works than enjoyment reading. So, which is other works, which several of these, and stuff can be both. Right? So hopefully it'll be both. And then my fastest or my highest page count is the one that's left, and that is the Law's Guide to Nature, Drawing, and Journaling. I think I mentioned this already, that it is the section that I read had lots of illustrations. Like, so there were lots of pages like this where there was like 1 or 2 lines of text and then like a drawing, and then, you know, because it was talking about different ways you can draw a bird. And so it really, honestly, you know, isn't that beautiful? I love this book so much. So my page count for that, my pages per hour was 198 pages per hour. That is not realistic. It's not always going to be that way. It usually is more around the 60, because this one's a one I've been reading for a while, so I have some other readings, like measures for it. So 198. I got through a lot of pages though. Oh, I forgot to count them up. I wonder, did I hit 72? I know I'm not officially doing that today. I said, if I'm at like 68, I might. Okay, so Female Man, I read 13 pages. Oh, not that one. That's a nice pen. Okay, so Female Man, I read 13 pages. Essential Art History, I read 10 pages, so that's 23. Tess of the Dubervilles, I read 16 pages, so that is 39. Law's Guide to Nature, Drawing, and Journaling, I read 43. Oh, yeah, 82 pages. And then Mercy Thompson, I read 12. So I got 94 pages. Woohoo! I'm already over. I'm like, yay, my homework's done. And I don't know if I'm going to stop at 72 when I hit it or whatever, but that's good. That lets me know that I can do it, at least for one day. That being said, I actually put a fair amount of time aside for reading, a little bit more than I think I wanted to on a day where I like to be a bit more freeform. So, but I did it. Should I bank these? So should I do like 500 less 94? No, I shouldn't. Tomorrow on Sunday, I'll start at 0 and work towards 500. But this is nice. So this is a bit of a cushion that I have for the end of the month when I'm working towards my 2000. Actually, that makes me feel awesome. I actually do feel like I can just like do whatever I want for the rest of the day. Not that I couldn't anyway, but you know, when you set yourself a challenge and like you want to, you know, keep on working towards it. But that being said, I've been a bit all over, and I actually really am looking forward to shifting gears and maybe playing some World of Warcraft. Mostly what I like to do in Warcraft is fishing. I love fishing so much. But I think I might play like a low-level character and just run around. just to have some fun. Because I'm a little, yeah, I just like that was intense. And I forgot to do my reading trackers, so I apologize for that. I said I was going to do that, but I haven't. So hopefully tomorrow when I do my regular Sunday reading planning and stuff like that, I'll set up my trackers. It might work better because then I will have had a day of reading to know whether or not the journal questions I came up with are ones that are good to track. Maybe. Is that just convincing myself? It's actually good. I forgot to do something. All right. I am going to probably leave it there for today because I think I need to shift gears. I'm actually thrilled that now I'm like, did I do the math right? I did the math right. 25, 35, 45, 51. Yeah, 94. 94. Woo-hoo, gold star on the day. That doesn't count. It's all good. All right. Thank you so much for enjoying this day. We will see what shenanigans I get up to tomorrow. Woo woo! New quest. Or achievement.